Hi, this is Jyoti here. Welcome to JoPad Tech Guru. In today's session, I'm going to discuss a few of the features which are introduced in C Sharp 2.0. As nowadays we are getting different kind of versions starting from C Sharp 1.0 till 10.0. I'm starting a series wherein I'm going to discuss all the features starting from 2.0 till 10.0. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of all my videos. Let us start the discussion. So as per the C Sharp 2.0 features are concerned, we are having partial class, static classes, generator functionalities, anonymous delegates, delegates covariants and contravariants, the accessibility of property accessors, nullable types, null coalescing operator, as well as generics. So let us start today with the partial class and static class discussions. So what is partial class? So there are several situations when splitting a class definition is desirable. When working a class over separate files enables multiple programmers to work on it at the same time. So suppose more than one programmers want to work with the same code, that time partial classes are very helpful. When working with automatically generated source code can be added to the class without having to recreate the source file. So Visual Studio uses this approach when it creates Windows Forms, web service wrapper code, and so on. So whenever you want, you can create the code that uses these all classes without having to modify the file created by the Visual Studio. So partial class is very helpful if you want to work as a team. All the team members can work together in one class. Later on, during the execution time, the compiler will consider everything like a single class. So in C Sharp, the identifier used to identify a class must be unique. However, when working on large scale objects, it might be necessary that multiple developers work on the same class or method simultaneously. So because of that only, they have introduced the keyword called as partial keyword that we can attach it to the class. To use this feature, you have to add the partial keyword, be available at the compile time, have the same access modifier, public, private, protected, and internal, be in the same namespace as the other parts. So if you are going for the partial implementation, you can create number of class files with a .cs as the extension, wherein you can go on creating partial classes. So ultimately in one file, you'll be having the static void main. In that you are calling the partial classes so that together they will execute. So what are the advantages? So with the help of the partial classes, multiple developers can work simultaneously in the same class in different files. With the help of a partial class concept, you can split the UI of the design code and the business logic code to read and understand the code. It is very easy for anybody to understand it as you're maintaining separate files for each and every partial classes. So when you are working with automatically generated code, the code can be added to the class without having to recreate the source file like in Visual Studio. Suppose if you are working with the project, if you are going for this partial classes, you can just add one more partial class if you are extending the features of the existing project or if you are having something to add within the existing project. So no need to create the entire project once again. Rather than that, you can simply go and add one more partial class. You can also maintain your application in an efficient manner by compressing large classes into small ones. So let us see the partial class, then example. So let me open the Visual Studio. Currently, I'm having Visual Studio 2022 version. So if you want, you can go for Visual Studio 2019 or 17 also. I'm interested to create a new console application. Let me create a console application with C Sharp. Currently, it is using .NET 6.0 long-term support. Okay, so I will do one thing. I'll just delete this program.cs file. Let me add a new class file. Let me add a new class file. Here, I would like to give partial1. To save the time, I have already written the program here. Let me copy few of the things. Currently, I'm having a partial class. Okay. This is the namespace partial class demo. Then this is my public partial class in which I have got two private variables, author name and number of articles. I've got a constructor public partial class string a comma entity. So whenever I initialize this class, if I'm passing two datas, that is one is author name and number of articles, it is going to initialize that. So this is my first partial class. Just observe, I have given the partial keyword here. This is my partial class. This is the name of the class. Let me go and add one more class file. I would like to add partial2.cs. As you can see that here I'm having the same namespace. Usually the namespace will be taken as per your project name is concerned. I'm having the same partial class definition, public partial class, partial class. Here also I'm having public partial class, partial class. Here we are writing a display function in which we are going to display the author name as well as number of articles. So where these variables are defined, these variables are defined in the first partial class. So through the constructor, we are initializing it. Fine. If you want, you can write the main function here itself. Otherwise, if you want to take one more class and there you want to add the main, that is also fine. So currently I'm adding it inside the partial2 class. As you can see that I'm creating the namespace called as partial class demo. Through this, I'm able to access this partial class. I'm creating an object and I'm passing one string and one number, that is for author name and number of articles. And I'm calling this display. So this is a parameterized constructor, which we have written it inside partial class 1, which will be initializing my author name as well as number of articles. Display is the function which is going to display this. So I don't have to worry about anything. Everything will be taken care by the Visual Studio as I'm using the partial keyword. So all the partial classes will be combined and it is executed as a single unit. So you'll be getting the output as author name John and total number of articles as 200. So this is an example for your partial class. Let me go ahead with the static class. Let us try to understand the advantages as well as declaration with respect to the static class. Then we'll come back to the program. So static class in C#, one is allowed to create a static class by using a static keyword. A static class can only contain static data members, static methods, and a static constructor. So it is not allowed to create objects of the static class. Static classes are sealed. That means you cannot inherit it. You cannot inherit it. So whenever you are creating a static class, you have to keep certain things in mind. That is, you can declare static data members, static methods, or a static constructor. So as it cannot be instantiated using the class name, you have to access all the features. What are static data members? Static class always contains static data members. So static data members are declared using static keyword and they are directly accessed by using the class name. The memory of the static data members is allocating individually without any relation with the object. So here you can just imagine static data members are getting allocated individually by Microsoft, by Visual Studio. What are the advantages? So if you declare any member as a non-static member, you will always get an error. But when you try to create an instance to the static class, it again generates a compile time error. Whenever you are having a static class, you try creating the object of that static class. Automatically, it is going to show you error. That is design time only, it will stop you. Because the static members can be accessed directly with the class name, you cannot instantiate it. The static keyword is used before the class keyword in a class definition to declare the static class. You have to use the static keyword. A static class members are accessed by the class name followed by the member name. So whenever you are creating a class, whenever you're creating a member, if you want to access that static class member, then class name dot that member name should be given, then only you can access it. So let us see again this with respect to a program. To save the time, I have already written the program here. Let us see this. So let me add one more new file. This is static class demo. Okay. So here in this case, I have got a static class named student, which is a part of static class demo namespace. So we are adding a static keyword for the student class. So that means what? As per the rules of the static class, I can create only the static members and the static methods. So here we are having static string first name, static string topic, static int roll number. We are setting certain values here. In the static void student details, this is a normal function. This is not a constructor. This is a function. So we are just printing the details of the student is. Next, from the class wherein I'm having the main, if I want to access the student details, I should access it through the student. This is the class name, student.student details, student.student details. Then we are going to print all these details, student name, topic, as well as roll number. So let me just execute this. Okay, let me put a console.readline. So whatever the name, topic, and roll number you have set it, the same things are getting displayed here. So this is all about your static class. So today we have discussed regarding two things, that is static class as well as partial classes. Hope you have got a good idea regarding both the things. I'll meet you again with one more video for the C# 2.0 other features. If you have not subscribed yet to my channel, please do subscribe and click on the bell icon to get the notifications of all my videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.